How's it going, guys? King of the fourth quarter here. We're back with another episode of our Minnesota Timberwolves MyGM here in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals against this veteran San Antonio Spurs team. So the series is tied 1-1, and I can't determine whether or not I'm happy with the series being 1-1. I mean, it could be a really good thing, and it could be a really bad thing, and I'll tell you why. It could be either or in a second. But we're here in the AT&T Center trying to pick up our first W on the roll of the series. So it could be, us being in the series 1-1 could be a bad thing, because you guys know we lost Game 1. Game 1 usually is the game that sets the tempo, sets the speed, sets the mindset of the entire series. And usually the team that wins Game 1, this is true, like the team that usually wins Game 1 goes on to win the series. I think it's like 60% of the time, which probably, 40% is a chance that we can take, but 60% is high. And this Spurs team knows how to get it done, right? They've been here so many times. So that's why 1-1 could be a bad thing. I mean, it could be a good thing because last game we fought so hard to get that W. And I know our guys are fiending off of that. You see right there, Jimmy Butler's going to take that far out three, knock it down. But if you think about Game 2, what was the reason we won? Wiggins dropped 53 points. He's not going to drop 53 again this series. I can tell you that. 53 was amazing for the kid. But that's not going to happen again. So we need other guys to come up and pick up their weight, because if Wiggins is not dropping 50, it just seems like we can't win without that. So in this Game 3, we're trying to prove them wrong, the people that are saying that. And we're here in the AT&T Center. The fans are always crazy here because they've been in this situation before. They know what it takes, basically. Like, we have no experience whatsoever. Jimmy Butler has been in the Eastern Conference Finals, but other than that, no other player has playoff experience at all on this roster. Think about my team, man. They're really young. A lot of the players are 1 or 2 year players. Like, think of our starting lineup. We got Zach LaVine, second year, or actually third year in this game. Then we got Jimmy Butler, who's a hardened veteran right now. Wiggins, who is in his third year. Eric Woods in his first year, and Karl Anthony Towns in his second year. Like, we have a bunch of young players. And then you think about the starting five for the Spurs. I don't know exactly the years, but Tim Duncan is 41 years old in here. Tony Parker is about 35. They still got Manu coming off the bench, who's in his 30s. Like, they have the guys that have been here before. They have every advantage in that aspect of the game, and we're trying to pinpoint that point where we can be, like, we can take advantage of. Like, this is Game 3, so I've played 3 games against the Spurs team, and I'm still struggling with finding that one opportunity. Like, if you think about our last series against the Pelicans and against the Rockets, we took advantage of certain things. Like the Pelicans, we did our hardest to stop Anthony Davis. He was the only threat. We stopped Anthony Davis, and we beat them in 5 games. The Rockets, we went after Dwight Howard. We got him in foul trouble in pretty much every game, and we swept that team. But here, you can go at Tim Duncan's head, but guess what? They got people off the bench that can do not the same thing, but can fill that void pretty solid. And, like, I still can't figure it out. Like, the only thing I can think of is Lance Stephenson. Lance Stephenson is their starting shooting guard. He's not great. Like, they could definitely use a better shooting guard. But if I went straight at Lance Stephenson, that's not going to have the same effect as going after one of those big guys. So I don't know what to do. You see, early in this game, we're down 10. Like, well, 9 right now. But we were down, I think, at the most 15 points in this first half alone. And, that's not too scary when you think about our team, our experience, like what we've done in the past, being down 15 in the fourth quarter at one point, and we came back to get a victory. So we've been in this situation before, but not against a team that is hardened and experienced as this. I know I keep saying experience, but that's true, man. These guys have every advantage. You see right there, they give it up to Tim Duncan. Again, the guy's playing like he's 25. Tony Parker has been playing this entire series like he's 25. And of course, Kawhi Leonard is always great. But right there, we get that nice, not really an and one. It should have been an and one by Eric Woods, going straight to the basket. The young guy is still doing his thing. I cannot wait to see how he progresses in the offseason, because they always get an attribute update. And him being a top 5 pick, I think his potential is pretty high. So I'm looking to see where he jumped to. I think he's a 75 right now. If he can get to the 80s point, we'll be great. But actually, I'm thinking about the offseason while we're in the playoffs. What am I thinking? We got to get this W. You see, we hit them with that backdoor cut. Jimmy Butler, who has been silent pretty much all this game. The only guy, believe it or not, the only guy that was consistent for this team in this game was Myers Leonard off the bench. I called him our spark plug early in the series, like in the very first round of the playoffs. He was our spark plug. He scored like 20 points, like 3 games of that first series. I was like, okay, if he could do this all playoffs long, we'll be great. But this is the first game since then he actually took off, but that really was not enough. You see, we're going into the fourth quarter. We're down by almost 20. Right here, Jimmy Butler's going to pull up on the fast break. Like, I was trying to get points any way I can. Quick 3 never hurts them. So you see right here, winding down the quarter, they're going to give it down to LaMarcus, who basically just pulls in Karl Anthony Towns' face like he was a baby. And that was pretty disrespectful, and he knocked it down too. So in the fourth quarter, you know, you could probably guess how this game's going to end. Patty Mills pulling that 3. Even when Tony Parker's not in the game, that backup point guard Patty Mills or DJ Augustine, those guys ball. Like, it's like they're not even missing anything. And right there, he throws a no-look pass to David West. This team just has so many weapons. And you could probably guess down by 14 right now how this game's going to end. Not too well. We're going to go down 2-1, guys. 2-1, but I'm not discouraged, man. I'm going to find the aspect. I'm going to watch this whole game over again and try to find that point, because I really want to make it to the championship. Can you imagine? We were a bottom 5 team last year. If we can make it to the championship in 1 year, that would be amazing. So that's what I'm working on right now. Right there, they're going to come off that screen. I think that was Kawhi Leonard. He's going to miss that shot. We turned the ball over. Like, we were only down by 7 at that point. We get the block. They get it up again. They block. We block it. A turnover. Stressful times right there. I thought we were going to make a nice little comeback. We were trying to do everything we can. Look at this rotation. Look at the players we have in the game right now. At the 1, we have Tyus Jones. At the 2, Tony Roden. At the 3, we had Jimmy Butler. At the 4, we had Wiggins. And at the 5, we had Myers Leonard. So we tried to go small on them, and that didn't work. A turnover right here. Pretty much the story of the game. Tony Parker finishing at the other end, down by 12. You guys can guess it. I already told you that is the end of this game. Hopefully this is not it. Down 2-1. I mean, I know it's not it. I know my guys are young. They're naive in the fact that they think they can come back from anything, which is probably a good thing at this point, because you don't want to go in sad that you're down 2-1. But right here, as the game closes out, they're going to miss that. We're going to get the board, and that's it. The final score, 112-97. Stressful game. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave it a like. I'll try to bring these out more often. I know I say that a lot, but right now I'm actually going through finals week in college, so you know, I'm a little stressed out, but you know, I'm still working hard to get these videos out. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, leave it a like, and we'll try to get the next one out as soon as possible. Timmy D, the player of the game.